Legos are something we've all played with as kids. They can bring out that creative side out of all of us. And even when we grow up, we can't help but try to create something amazing every time we come across one of these Lego sets. However, none of us could probably even think of making some of the Lego projects we're going to show you in this video. So hold on to your snacks, this is gonna get crazy. From incredibly detailed versions of entire cities, to a whole recreation of a presidential inauguration, to even a scaled down version of an aircraft carrier, you don't want to miss any of this. Let's begin. Number 10. Lego Airport. Legos are a great way people can mimic real life and art. What may have been just a few building blocks when they first came out are now being used to make massive structures, such as this airport made by YouTuber and filmmaker Michael Hickox Films. This Lego project is practically everything you can imagine from an airport, whether it's TSA, security dogs, luggage x-ray machines, long queues, and of course, it's all beautifully animated by Michael himself. While no one likes waiting around at an airport, seeing something like this be built entirely by Legos is truly a sight to see. We recommend you check out Michael's channel yourself to see the full scale of the project. Now, on with the rest of the video. Number 9. Lego Queen Mary 2. The Queen Mary 2 is probably one of the most iconic ships to ever set sail in the 21st century. Named after the original Queen Mary ship from the 1930s that was retired in the 1960s, the Queen Mary 2 is quite similar in terms of appearance to its predecessor. The Maritime Museum in Hamburg thought it would be a good idea to build a huge scaled-down replica of the iconic British ship to bring in some more tourists, so they did. After using over 80,000 pieces and spending 6 long months making this project, the museum finally unveiled the project, and it left us all impressed. This is probably one of the most detailed Lego recreations of any famous object ever. They've managed to get everything right, from the number of windows to the exact dimensions and little details of the original thing. Number 8. Barack Obama's Inauguration. When we think of important historical events in the 21st century, it's not hard to think of the inauguration of President Barack Obama in 2009. While you can have whatever opinion you want of the president, it was still a moment that none of us will forget, and none of us can forget, as it's forever utilized in the form of Lego at the Legoland Park in California. This exhibition held at the park showed pretty much the entire inauguration of the president that took place back in January of 2009, with the then president-elect arriving at Washington, D.C. in his motorcade, which including the Lego version of the Limousine 1, the official car of the President of the United States. There is also a recreation of his inaugural speech and his swearing-in ceremony with the utmost historical accuracy, with a giant Lego crowd watching the president be sworn in. Number 7. Lego Allianz Arena. If you're a soccer, or football if you're not American, fan, then you've probably heard of the Allianz Arena by now. The 70,000-seat football stadium is home to the German football club Bayern Munich, and is considered one of the most iconic stadium designs of all time. The Allianz Arena is pretty much a part of both German culture and football culture at this point, which is why the Legoland Deutschland Resort in Günzburg, Germany decided to build a scaled-down version of the iconic stadium in their own park. This is one of the largest Lego structures in any of the Legoland parks. And since it had funding from the Lego company itself, they managed to get all the little details right. It's not just a replica of the exterior of the stadium, but also the interior of the stadium. Each and every stand is placed in a perfectly proportional manner to the original thing, and there are even Lego athletes playing the sport on the ground. Number 6. Huge Lego City. Minneapolis. While many of the items on our list contain structures that are made by big-time companies, museums, or even the Lego company themselves, however, this massive Lego city known as Minneapolis is built entirely by a Lego enthusiast named Alex Nunes. This city has everything from wide-open avenues, an IKEA, and even a Quickie Mart from The Simpsons. You can do pretty much everything you can do in real life in this mini city, whether it's pump gas at the Shell gas station or just go cruising down the highway listening to songs. Alex has tried to incorporate as many city elements as he could into this mini city. This includes a seaport and skyscrapers, and he has managed to make something that truly blew everyone's minds. You have to admit, we've all tried to make an entire Lego city when we were kids, but Alex Nunes has taken it all to a whole new level and has done it in the most perfect way imaginable. Number 5. Lego London. London is sometimes considered the capital city of the entire world. After all, there was once a time when the sun didn't set on the British Empire, and that entire empire was ruled directly from the city. As a result, London and its iconic landmarks have become woven into almost everyone's brains, and they're instantly recognizable. The Legoland Windsor Resort is the most visited theme park in the entirety of the UK, and many of the UK's most iconic monuments have been recreated here, including almost all of London's most famous monuments. Here, you will see scaled-down versions of the Big Ben, the London Eye, Buckingham Palace, the Tower Bridge, and many more monuments built to replicate the originals in the most accurate way possible. Number 4. Lego Table. Okay, so this is one interesting idea that not one, but many people have had. The idea of making a Lego table is so genius that we're mad we didn't think of it first. After all, a bunch of solid building blocks that can be stacked on top of each other make for a perfect table surface. Some people are a bit concerned about the sturdiness of these Lego tables, which is why it's also common to simply incorporate Legos into regular tables, or replace the tabletop with Legos entirely and keeping the table legs as they are. Would you feel comfortable eating on a Lego table 3 times a day? Let us know in the comments below. Number 3. Lego Death Star. Lego and Star Wars have a long history together, and their collaborations have always had fans of both franchises excited. In this video, we wanted to include projects that not only the enthusiasts spend months making, but also projects that you can make right at home. That's why, to start off our top 3, we're including the Lego Death Star set, which is the largest Lego set the company has ever released. The entire Death Star set comes with over 4,000 pieces, which includes some of the most iconic characters from the Star Wars franchise. From Luke Skywalker to Darth Vader himself, you'll find everyone in this incredible recreation of one of cinema's greatest evil layers. Number 2. Lego Aircraft Carrier, USS Intrepid. Those of us who are unfortunate enough to step on a Lego can all agree that Legos may as well be considered a military-grade weapon, but some people have actually made incredibly detailed versions of actual military infrastructure that blew away even those who have used this infrastructure. We're talking about this 1:40 scale replica of a USS Intrepid aircraft carrier that was used heavily in World War II and for other military purposes. An enthusiast named Ed Demant built this entire model with the help of a few of his friends. And overall, it took over 250,000 pieces to put this masterpiece together. Ed subsequently donated this amazing model to an aviation museum after initially unveiling it at the Great Western Brick Show in England back in 2010. Number 1. Tallest Lego Tower. And finally, the top spot of our list could be given to nothing less than the single tallest Lego structure that has ever been built. In a charity event in Milan, Italy, LEGO Italia set out to break the world record for the tallest Lego structure ever built, with the help of 20,000 builders, including children, as well as 50,000 spectators. Every centimeter the tower rose, LEGO Italia donated €7 to the Urban Oasis project of the World Wildlife Fund. The tower's construction began on June 17, 2015, and lasted for 4 days until on June 21, 2015. They finally put the final piece at the top to reach a height of 35.05 meters, or about 115 feet. Aside from the height, the tower also featured some interesting designs that were incorporated into the tower by the various builders that helped bring this project to life. By some estimates, this is also the project that used the most Lego bricks out of any Lego project in history, using an estimated 550,000 bricks. Alright, comment below which of these Lego projects blew your mind the most. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to TechJoint, and we'll see you in the next one.